Today on the Euro Truck Podcast, Just Cause 3 was released. The patent on loading screen minigames has run out. Steam trade holds are coming, and Toxic League players will get no loot. Hello and welcome to the Drag Race Podcast with Andrew C.
And Jefferson B. What? What? This is not in the plan.
I am winning!
And Freelance Gamer. So,
like
just so everyone can
NASCAR.
clarify here, there was a little discrepancy on what we should call this week's podcast, whether it should be the Drag Race Podcast or the other one was the Chicken Fried Podcast. Hence,
No, I'm making a wrong turn.
Dr. Uber Poultry over here.
Dr. Uber Poultry, yeah. And so, yeah, I changed it to the last second.
But that's
Dr.
fair.
Uber Poultry.
They're all accurate.
The lone wolf there, he wasn't prepared.
I was so not ready for that.
Yep.
I was expecting chicken.
He didn't get any chicken. He just got a drag race that he lost.
Maybe just a little bit.
Although he did just plow into me at the end. I don't know why. I feel like that was a bit of Morton's leaking out.
Little sodium.
Yeah, a little bit of sodium.
Environment 2
Sodium.
saline.
Yeah. I was playing a quiz game yesterday on my iPhone, and I got into a heated battle with another person to try to get the best in New Jersey spot.
What?
And basically there's rankings
But
for.
you're not in New Jersey.
Well, yeah, but I had no chance of being best in Pennsylvania. The people in Pennsylvania are too OP. So, and that's where it put me by default, actually. So, what on earth happened to you?
I tried to pass you and I failed.
Oh dear.
So miserably.
So,
I'm on
needless
my
to
side.
say, though, we got like head to head. We were like within a couple hundred points, and then by the time the time ran out, I didn't win.
So you were only the second best.
I lost by like 200 points. I was about 5 bags worth of Mortons.
So that's enough to take care of one day of snow in Pennsylvania.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much.
Mm.
Yeah. Pretty much. So.
This is not a trivia podcast or a chemistry podcast. This is a gaming podcast, am I right?
It is a gaming podcast, and Quiz Up is a game.
Quiz Up is.
Math.
He got me. He got me.
Rip.
But to stick with the actual gaming podcast part of this, Just Cause 3 came out
Yay? Question mark?
on Tuesday.
I mean, you bought it. I didn't buy it.
I bought it, but I got it really cheap, so that's why I bought it. They did say that there has been some kind of minor issues with the game, at least, and it's not been rated. It's kind of got mixed reviews at this point.
We got a 67 from PC Gamer. I saw that earlier. It's like, eh.
Yeah, it's one of those type of
Pretty.
things that it needs more patches, and it'll iron out a lot of the bugs. It'll be, like there's some occasional crashes, which that happened with Just Cause 2, so I'm not surprised.
Now, I understand you're not playing on the highest powered rig in the world, but even you were experiencing some issues with graphic errors. Am I right?
I did experience some. I had to go all the way down to 720p at the low of lows to get 28 frames per second.
Wow.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I only have a GTX 550 Ti and the first generation i-series of processors. So, I mean, I can understand it a little bit, but I feel like I should be able to get a little better out of it. So I don't know if it's not quite fully optimized yet or what, but we shall see, and I'll certainly give an update. But they said there's also been some problems with the Square Enix servers initially at launch, where it would actually disconnect, which you wouldn't know that it disconnected for a little bit, and they use those servers for monitoring leaderboards and whatnot, and so it makes something like destruction level and whatnot that it keeps track of, and it made it kind of hard to actually play because you'd have to sit there and wait while it connected again, or switch to offline mode. But
Oh wait, so it's not like you can't just like let it go by in the background. Like you have to
No,
actually
apparently
be
not.
connected to the servers.
It made it sound like you had to wait. So hopefully that gets fixed pretty quick here.
It's almost sounding like EA had their influence on that game. Like that's that I don't know why that sits with me in such a bad way. I'm just like, I don't know how much I like that idea.
Yeah, So,
Remember, Squeenix has been, the devil and the Devil Wears Prada for years now with what they've been doing to their products.
But they made Final Fantasy and all
Yeah.
of the Kingdom Hearts games.
Years ago. Years
Oh,
ago.
Kingdom Hearts, Kyle.
Years ago. Literally years ago.
It's my childhood. It's like saying my childhood friend has gone to the dark side, okay?
I mean,
but
yeah.
it has.
But it
So
has.
sad.
Cherish the memories.
Cherish the memories, don't play anything new. That's the only thing you can do to save yourself.
Yeah.
They use X Human Revolution.
Dude, do you remember old EA? Old EA put up Burnout 3. Quiet. They
Well,
put, they put out
Also
amazing
every
games back
sports
then.
game that we've ever played. However many sports games we've
That was
ever
the best driving game. I don't give a crap.
I don't know, man. Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Nah,
That was a pretty good game.
That was a pretty good
Okay.
game. I liked Burnout 3. I like Burnout 3 a lot more because I liked the arcadiness to it. But I can
Okay.
I can respect the Most Wanted.
Yeah.
I
mean-
since it came for free on my PlayStation Vita. The
'Cause
eight-
that
By the way, you
controller-
can't really play that anymore. That's the
Controller's
thing.
Pretty nice.
Have you tried playing any of those consoles on a more recent television?
Nope.
Okay, as somebody who owns a totally legitimately set up Xbox,
like an
it- original, correct.
Okay.
It looks pretty bad on 720p plus.
Mm.
I'll
It
have to
looks
check it out.
it looks really like how like blocky it originally looked because we're still improving graphics.
Yeah.
It looks more blocky because it's like it's just weird. Like before, it's kind of like it used to blur together because of like the low res,
Right.
and now it doesn't blur together anymore. It's very distinct blockiness.
Mm.
You can actually, the pixels are so sharp, you can actually see all of the terrible graphics. That's so grand.
I'm not surprised.
You know, like they
I'm not
actually
surprised at all.
used to do that. They used to use the advantage of how like things blurred together.
The
to make it
advantage.
look- Disadvantage in a
The
sense.
inherent disadvantage of the way
Right.
the technology worked at the time.
They utilized it
You
for
make it work.
Right.
Yeah. It's a feature.
It was a feature, yes.
Some call it a bug, some call it a feature. It happens regardless. But
Didn't they really re-release Hot Pursuit though? Isn't there a new one?
there is a new Need
There's
for
a new Need for
Speed.
I thought there was a new Need for Speed Hot Pursuit though.
I don't think it's called Hot Pursuit.
I thought there was.
Now they might have done an HD remaster.
That's that's what I mean. Like
I'm not
I
privy
think
to
they
that
I
kind
think
of
they may have redone it.
I do know that this new Need for Speed game is looking like the most eye candied of eye candied.
Do an
And that's
HD
not-
redo of Burnout 3 for the love of God.
Yeah,
trying-
but
you're trying
you're
to
talking
convince
new
EA,
EA though. They just microtransaction the crap out of it.
Or they'd give it away on Origin. And
I'd take it.
I mean
I'd
that'd be
take it on
fine.
Origin.
Giving it away
I'd
on
take it.
Origin, I'd take that. But microtransactions though.
I mean, there wasn't any DLC for that game. There wasn't any expansions. It existed. It was it. That was done. You had to play through single player to unlock cars though. That was the trade.
But I feel like I don't think EA could release a game without some kind of DLC or something.
that's terrible.
I don't think they could. I don't think they know how to anymore.
Only thing I can think of in recent years that did Alice Madness Returns. I don't think
What
it
even
had
is
any.
that?
It's a game I happen to own. that's
Hashtag
on
obscure
Origin.
references.
Yeah, it's a good series, but like the Alice series is pretty good. But I don't think that had expansions or DLC. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But I
Anyway,
know
moving
I know
away
it
from
launches
the
through
Just
Origin.
Cause and the EA bashing and the praising of the almighty Need for Speed.
Yep.
Recently
I'm on
we found out that the patents for loading screen mini games
This is an obscure one.
expired.
I didn't even know there was a patent on this one until you sent out the show notes.
Right. I didn't know it either. But you think about it, there are no games that really have
There's very few.
or very few that have loading screens that are mini games.
This
And
is,
I think
that's-
Spy Hunter on the original Xbox had
And
one.
is that a
what
Namco
is it?
game?
What is it?
It's a Namco game. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
why
Yeah.
Namco is the one who had the patent.
Okay.
Oh.
I was thinking like Bayonetta. I
So
believe has
if
a loading screen
if
mini game,
Namco game, they probably had it.
but I think that's
So
an-
they patented that the loading screen mini game in 1995, and it was a 20-year patent. And the 27th of last month was the 20-year anniversary.
look
rip.
at that. They didn't file for a re-up.
RIP patent.
Literally, you just take the paper and you rip
Wasn't
it.
it? Isn't it Namco Bandai? And
Yes.
didn't Bandai finally disperse? So I think they have bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
Right. But it's just interesting that like this is something that that they thought was such a pivotal technology
The
to the
thing
gaming industry.
That I was reading.
Loading- They
I was
decided to throw a
reading
patent
about this patent. They didn't know whether they could actually get that patent today.
That's true.
Like,
too.
it's one of those things that they were not. You could argue that they shouldn't have been given that patent to begin with.
Mhm.
And so, the fact that they would try to renew it, even just for the sake of having it, I don't know that they could have gotten a new patent for it. They may have just been,
It's not worth a try. Let it go.
You just go, no.
Yeah.
Just, they held
It's
it for
just-
20 years. The hold on that for 20 years. Let people actually have it.
You got to give credit though, the foresight that was required to notice how the loading screen was going to be such a frustrating thing for the modern gamer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That it's
And
like,
they
let's-
screwed
It was a
everyone else.
frustrating thing in 1995. Look at Windows. Look at all of the Windows platforms from back then.
True. I'm trying to think of,
93. People were like, just sitting there waiting for paint so they can put like 3 dots on a screen.
True.
I
Beige
guarantee
box
you,
era.
it was just. I guarantee it was just people like even office workers who happened to work at Namco were frustrated. And they went, wait, if they're frustrated by that, what if we made it entertaining? Like, what if we made the thing that we all have to deal with on a day-to-day something? It could be anything. It could be literally playing Snake.
Yeah,
Sure. I mean, it's something at that point.
and it would be better.
Right.
And actually, this kind of ties in with what you were talking about with Battlefront last week. The fact that it has that mini-game Sith thing while installing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you run around as Darth Vader during the install process and just blow everything up because you can't die, and it's just a thing that we know that installing the game is the most anticipatory part of playing a modern console title.
Right.
So why not make it entertaining?
Yeah. Makes sense, because otherwise, it gets you to actually think about playing the game earlier.
Right, and you get a
Instead
feel
of-
for the controls. You're not
Yeah.
being thrown into an unfamiliar situation. It's quite brilliant for sure.
It's almost like it's a tutorial of sorts without being
In a
actually a
manner
tutorial.
speaking, yeah, it's a very organic feeling tutorial, I would
Yeah.
call it.
So that's a thing. Maybe we'll start seeing some more loading screen mini games come up now that there's free reign on it. Let's see, we got a couple tidbits here. Steam has added a new method of trying to prevent scamming, which is called trade holds. Basically, if you are not using the mobile authenticator Steam Guard thing, you will have to wait 3 days between the conclusion of a trade and the trade actually occurring. So
As someone without a cell phone, damn you.
yes. So
That is kind of rough.
if I wanted to trade freelance, it would take 3 days for the transaction to actually occur due to this whole scam prevention system.
Now, there are ways to get around that, because the mobile authenticator is a piece of code that you could execute through devices.
Well, theoretically, I could load up the SDK through ADT.
Exactly.
Yes,
You could
you
load
also
it, you
could
could
use it
sideload it in
on.
Chrome.
You could also use it on a tablet or anything
Sure.
like that.
Any
Well-
sort of portable, any sort of secondary device.
So I guess
think that's the idea.
theoretically, I can even do it on the same device. Just do it through ADT.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you I mean,
Yep.
if you really want to get crafty like that, but only one of us has a computer science degree, and the other one of us is a religion major.
Correct. So
this
that
this
goes
is where
into
I
effect.
back out.
That actually goes into effect on Wednesday. So get all of your instant trades done out of the way now, and then you're gonna have to wait 3
And-
days unless you wanna use
And
the
just go
mobile
download the
authenticator.
Steam app and use it.
See, I haven't switched to using it just because I don't really want to put in a code every time I want to load my Steam.
Well, it's my understanding. Is it you put in a code, or is it you just tap a button that says, "Hey, I'm here"?
If it's like any other mobile authenticator I've used, it's a code.
Okay.
It's,
2FA is a little bit.
two-factor authentication where you put in a 18-digit code.
What I'd love is
like,
if I could somehow I mean, even if I had. Do you know what a YubiKey is?
I feel like
It's,
I've heard of it, but
I'll tell you about it after we're done recording. But basically, what it is, it's a two-factor authentication system. That it's a USB. It looks like a thumb drive, but you plug it into your USB port, and then you tap a little piezo disc, and that basically is your way of telling whatever you're trying to authenticate, "I'm here." Like, if
that's
this is me
a
and
nice
I'm here.
hardware way of doing it. But yeah, a software way of doing that too on your phone, where you just be like, "I'm at my computer, log me
Yes.
in," and it doesn't.
I am here. Like, this is me. I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
or I'm connected to the same network as the computer that's trying to phone in.
Right, because even so, without being on the same network,
Yeah.
the only way you have the ability to use that app is if you have the account open.
Right.
So you have to have both devices together. You have to have your computer and your phone together. So, if you take the phone out and it says, "Do you want to log into Steam? Yes or no?" and you're not at your computer trying to log into Steam, you would go, "No, I'm not at my computer. Why are you trying to log me in?"
Is it gonna be two sets of two-factor or only one now? So like if you log into Steam on a new computer, is it gonna go to your email or your phone, both?
I
Phone
believe
priority?
it
I'm
re-
assuming phone priority.
I believe it replaces it.
Ooh,
So
okay.
Steam Guard is going to go out the window eventually.
Well,
or
this is
it'll still
Steam
be
Guard
available
now.
for users like myself. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So the mobile authentication is the new Steam Guard.
That's interesting.
So
That's something definitely to keep an eye on in the future, especially looking at different ways. As two-factor authentication, I think, trends more towards hardware 2FA.
right.
We'll hopefully be seeing better and more
Hilarious.
convenient solutions that aren't entering a random password.
Right.
So that was a really large tidbit, but I think that's
That-
a really
that was a
interesting discussion on
surprising-
security.
That was a surprisingly large tidbit, and I guess that shouldn't have been a tidbit.
It
It
was a
was
discussion
it was a
on-
tidbit of knowledge that
Yeah.
expanded into a larger overall conversation. That's all.
So one last thing that is a good news for 99% of League players. The toxic players will not be getting any loot from the new chest system that will be implemented in the 2016 season. Basically, the plan is that after every victory you get in the league, you'll get either a chest or a key or a fragment of a key that you'll be able to use to open the chests, and that you'll be able to then get either permanent skins or the rental of a skin for a set period of time, and as kind of a way to give people more rewards for playing games, and in turn also be a reward for not being a toxic player, because once you get labeled toxic, away goes your perks.
And then the only interesting thing is to see if it changes as like the season goes on. Is it for the season? Is it for the year? Is it for
Right.
what?
Right.
That's a cool thing though. I like what Riot's been doing to keep their players honest, because I think that's been one of the hardest community challenges facing the League of Legends community, is just trying to not force, but trying to make it really appealing to be a good player,
Right.
Mhm.
like to be a morally good player versus just a tactically good player.
Right. Correct. Well, as
I guess-
Dawn has bestowed upon us in the Euro
hey,
Truck Simulator
IMG.
2,
Hey,
Jefferson B has a comment.
Jefferson B would like to interject a question I would like to ask. I ask semi frequently, at least out of just habit. What are we playing?
No.
What's-
I
I know
am
why you're
playing
asking this.
Thanksgiving Simulator
I am playing this.
2013.
Did you get the cranberry sauce expansion pack? For
Yeah,
that?
it's a couple years old, so I was able to pick that up pretty cheap.
That's disgusting. Actually, why would you eat a couple-year-old cranberry sauce? I can't.
I mean, well, no, it's probably good. It's canned.
I mean, I guess, but like, are you okay? Like, do you need to visit a hospital or something?
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
Okay.
Anyone
And then I
else,
know that
for
me
Thanksgiving?
and Mike were playing Fallout 4 last week for a while, and still playing Fallout 4 a little bit now. But I know that me, Uber, and Jefferson over here have all gotten stuck in Elite Dangerous
We've gotten
because it
I've
was
gotten so stuck in
$15.
It was an awesome deal. It was like 87% off, and it's Elite Dangerous is one of those games, and I like the way this was explained to me. It's not everyone's kind of game, but if it's your kind of game, it is so your kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you either 100% love it or you don't understand a thing and despise it. And
You got that off Cooking
Oh,
Comics. by the
talking
way.
about it, I also learned that you can. I think it might cost real money, buy bobbleheads for your dashboard.
Oh my god.
I have like $5 burning a hole in my pocket on a leftover gift card. That is so happening.
Oh, it sounds like
I had to look it up more, but
sounds like the
Horizon's
cabin
expansion-
accessories DLC for Euro Truck Simulator 2.
If you own the original game, which we all own because of the stupid sale, you get the expansion for the same price at $15, and that's also like a $40 expansion. So it's a good day to play space simulators with flight sticks. At least I play with the flight stick because goodwill. But yeah, we've all been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous. Look us up on Elite Dangerous. I'm Jefferson B on there.
We got Doctor _ Ubershadow
Underscore
_ MD,
MD.
and then Freelance Gamer. I'm still rocking it.
All right.
I'm not
Keep the
playing it,
monitor.
so
You
Oh.
you
Yeah.
bought Just Cause 3.
I did buy Just Cause 3, and I played some of it.
Some.
But then we started recording this, so I had to stop.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because it took all day to install.
Yep.
Like, I have good internet, and it took all day to install. So I'm like,
I'm not saying that Elite Dangerous is superior to Just Cause 3, but the evidence is stacked against it. Elite Dangerous might... You heard it here first. You can quote me on this one. Go ahead, graphics department. Elite Dangerous might just be better than Just Cause 3.
well, after that long break from Jefferson B about games, the morning sun is upon us, and it is time to end. So thank you very much for watching this episode of the Chicken Fried Hot Rod Driving Drag Race Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well while you're there, and we will see you guys next week.